Alexandra here, owner and founder of Vinok Personal Stylist. As you know, if you watch my channel, I love talking about fashion, that's what I do, but I also like to bridge the gap sometimes between fashion and other creative outlets, dance, art. Today it's going to be poetry. My favorite poet, Anna Akhmatova, Soviet poet based out of modern-day Ukraine, was born in 1889 on June 23rd, which is today. So, what I'm doing is I am drawing some inspiration from a recent museum exhibit I went to called the dnyom Museum. They had like these local florists make bouquets that capture the essence of the artwork, in which those bouquets were placed in front of the artwork so you could see them both. It was amazing. It really got my wheels turning. If you check out my Instagram, I actually did something similar, and there's a close-up on that museum and that exhibit. But today what I'd like to do is the same thing but with fashion and poetry. So I will provide the fashion, and Anna Akhmatova provides the poetry, which I'll read out loud. Please like and share if this is up your alley, and send these poems to somebody who would enjoy them. That's the whole point of poetry, is to get you thinking and get us connected with people. So without further ado, let's do it. So we'll start with her poem, Love. She wrote this in 1911 in Tsarskoye Selo. Like a tiny snake coiled in a grove, it will charm you and frighten and thrill. Then for days it will coo like a dove on your little white windowsill. It will drowse like a gillyflower, then flash brilliant like a hoarfrost. But soon, before you're aware, to joy and to peace you'll be lost. It knows how to make you tearful with a yearningly sweet violin, and a stranger's smile, how fearful, as you guess that again it begins. Now we'll move to one that she wrote out of Kiev in 1911. Memory of sun seeps from the heart. Grass grows yellower. Faintly, if at all, the early snowflakes hover. Water, becoming ice, is slowing in the narrow channels. Nothing at all will happen here again. Will ever happen. Against the sky, the willow spreads a fan. The silk's torn off. Maybe it's better I did not become your wife. Memory of sun seeps from the heart. What is it, dark? Perhaps winter will have occupied us in the night. One thing I love about Anna Akhmatova is she uses color so vividly and so brilliantly in her poems, and that was kind of the impetus for doing this. So you'll notice that the colors mentioned in the poems also translate into the colors of the outfits, and the colors evoked imagery, that shaped the outfit. This is Imitation of Anyensky. She also wrote this in 1911 in Tsarskoye Selo. And with you, my first vagary, I parted. In the east it turned blue. You said simply, I won't forget you. I didn't know at first what you would mean, what you could mean. Rise and set, the other faces, dear today and tomorrow gone. Why is it that at this page alone the corner is turned down? And eternally the book opens here, as if it's the only part I must know. From the parting moment, the unreturning years haven't departed. Oh, the heart is not made of stone. As I said, it's made of flame. I'll never understand it. Are you close to me? Or did you simply love me? This one is called Reading Hamlet. She wrote this in 1909 when she was living in Kiev. I love this one. I just got so excited because this one is all about straightening your own crown and recognizing your own power and your own royalty. A dusty waste plot by the cemetery, behind it a river flashing blue. You said to me, go, get thee to a nunnery, or get a fool to marry you. Well, princes are good at such speeches, as a girl is quick to tears, but may those words stream like an ermine mantle behind him for 10,000 years. I love it. This one is called A Ride, focusing on purple and black. It was written in 1913, and it transports me in my imagination right back to being in a horse-drawn carriage in the late 1800s, early 1900s. My feather was brushing the top of the carriage, and I was looking into his eyes. There was a pining in my heart I could not recognize. The evening was windless, changed solidly under a cloud bank, as if someone had drawn the Bois de Boulogne in an old album in black Indian ink. A mingled smell of lilac and benzene, a peaceful watchfulness. His hand touched my knees a second time, almost without trembling. This next poem is written in what I suspect was a very snowy January in 1914. Empty white Christmastide. Snow, snowstorm, snow. Let the roads be an ice rink. I've nowhere to go. I like that one. It's very laissez-faire and kind of a c'est la vie energy that I can get behind. This one reminds me of my friends. It reminds me of one man who I loved. It evokes such a sense of wild, untamed energy, and I love it. She wrote this in 1963. Here goes. Reviled and acclaimed, your voice wild and simple, you're untranslatable into any language. You will walk into oblivion like people into a temple, and I bless you for this. This next one is To an Artist, which she wrote in 1924. Your work that to my inward sight still comes, fruit of your graced labors, the gold of always autumnal lines, the blue of today created waters. Simply to think of it, the faintest drowse already has led me into your parks, where fearful of every turning, I lose consciousness in a trance, seeking your tracks. Shall I go under this vault, transfigured by the movement of your hand into a sky to cool my shameful heat? There I shall be forever blessed. There my burning eyelids will find rest, and I'll regain a gift I lost, to weep. This one is just so indicative of the power, I think, of women. It reminds me of my friends. It's called Music, and she wrote this between 1957 and 1958. There is something miraculous about her. She can soften the hardest edge. When others are fearful to approach me, she alone talks to me. When the last friend averted his gaze, she was with me in the grave. As if the first thunderstorm were singing, as if the flowers bloomed words. In fairness, I should tell you, the word for music, which is the title of this one, is muzika in Russian, and it's a feminine word. We don't really have that in English, but a lot of languages have masculine or feminine endings for words. So when it's translated to English, instead of saying it says she. And so this was originally written about music, specifically the music of Dmitri Shostakovich, for whom she wrote this poem. That said, it adapts very well, in my mind, to your favorite, your best friend, the woman who brings so much joy and goodness into your life. But it's really written about music, the noun. Also, I'd love to read this to you in its original Russian, in Anna Akhmatova's native tongue, because you can get an idea better of how it flows and how it rhymes, which you don't really get in the translations. So here goes. And Russian is, I speak Russian, but poetry's harder, so bear with me. Here we go. В ней что-то чудотворное горит, и на глазах ее края гранятся. Она одна со мною говорит, когда другие подойти боятся. Когда последний друг отвел глаза, она была со мной в моей малике и пела словно первая гроза. И будьте все цветы заговорили. That was harder. Native English speaker here. Russian was my third language, for better or for worse. But I speak it pretty well now. It's just hard with poetry. It really is to get that cadence right. This one is called In Dream, and it was written in 1946. Black and enduring separation I share equally with you. Why weep? Give me your hand. Promise me you will come again. You and I are like high mountains, and we can't move closer. Just send me word at midnight, sometime through the stars. So I hope you enjoyed these poems. I certainly do. I think she's brilliant. She has so many more than this, so if you're interested, you should check out Anna Akhmatova. There are plenty of translations into English, or you can read them in their original Russian if that's your skill set as well. There are plenty of translations though. So I hope you find a good book. If it's not Anna Akhmatova, I hope you find something that speaks to your creativity and you nurture it. And please share these poems with someone who you think would enjoy them, or send them back to me, because I know I do. Anyway, thank you for the chance to add my fashion to my poetry, to Anna Akhmatova's poetry. See you next time.